Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that takes the lead in today's edition for Friday 24th January 2025 and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillean Group. Joint opposition mulls whether to participate in the 2025 general elections in Guyana without a new voters list and biometrics to avoid voter fraud. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Welcome back. Should a joint opposition in Guyana enter the 2025 general and regional elections in the absence of biometrics and a clean voters list, they would give credence to the wrongs of the Guyana Elections Commission. This is a view strongly held by the Guyana Trades Union Congress. HGP's Travis Chase has been following that story.
The joint opposition comprising the People's National Congress Reform, Alliance for Change, and the Working People's Alliance are all on record demanding that each voter be digitally fingerprinted and verified at the polling place to avoid voter impersonation or multiple voting during the 2025 general and regional elections. Chairman of the Guyana Elections Commission, Justice Retired Claudette Singh, Friday last said the implementation of biometrics cannot be done for the upcoming elections. Now, General Secretary of the Guyana Trades Union Congress, Lincoln Lewis, believes that should the joint opposition enter the 2025 general elections, they will be accepting the wrongs done by GCOM.
Anytime they enter, what they are doing is giving credence to the wrongs that are being committed by GCOM.
The joint opposition has said, too, that it would be ready to vote in favor of an amendment to Guyana's constitution to facilitate the use of biometrics, and that the issues presented by GCOM's Chief Elections Officer, Vishnu Prasad, in his feasibility study does not amount to insurmountable or irresolvable issues. However, the GTUC's General Secretary has some reservations over the parliamentary opposition entering the elections without biometrics and a clean voters list.
If they decide that they are going to enter the elections at this juncture with biometrics not in place, a new voters list is not in place, then only thing I can conclude as a citizen that no longer politics is about the people. Politics is about the individuals who want to enter the National Assembly.
In November of 2024, GCOM's Deputy Chief Elections Officer, Anil Giddings, said the list of eligible voters, now totaling 718,715, would increase for the 2025 general and regional elections because registrations in November 2025 have not yet been included. That list should be sanitized, stresses Lincoln Lewis.
I believe that all of us need to join the march to demand biometrics and the new voters list.
General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, Bara Jagdi, already said that his party would support the introduction and funding of biometrics if the Guyana Elections Commission makes such a decision, and once there is no delay to the holding of general and regional elections. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Barbados' opposition leader Ralph Thorne says Barbados is not settled because it is in constant election mode, and this is what is leading to a number of social problems. He raised the issue as he delivered the Errol Barrow Memorial Lecture at the Errol Barrow Center for Creative Imagination at the University of the West Indies Cave Hill campus. CBC's Wendy Burke has more.
Opposition leader Ralph Thorne says there's several reasons why a number of things are going wrong in Barbados. Among them, he says, is a pall of fear across the society.
It is this general climate of fear that results in a loss of trust and further undermines the efforts of the police to resolve the scourge of violent crime. The state's social welfare agencies appear to be under severe stress and are demoralized by this loss of public trust that extends to their offices. The unhappy result is disengagement of many citizens from public events sponsored by the state. No amount of money, therefore, will rescue the credibility of such events as we gather in if the public believes that state funds are being expended to further the narrow electoral interests of the party in government.
Mr. Thorne adds there seems to be a lost path and the father of independence would not have done this.
The government has given renewed meaning to the cliche of having lost its way. Mr. Barrow and his government presided with wisdom and discipline over the society, and the historical evidence of sage policy suggests that they would have done things differently.
A number of DLP members were rewarded for their contributions to the party, with the presentation done by former Prime Minister Frondell Stewart.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick, in association with our friends at
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Government is set to build out St. Lucie to attract business and investment. Prime Minister Mia Mottley of Barbados made the announcement at the marquee event of We Gathering 2025 at Archer's Bay, St. Lucie. And Member of Parliament for St. Lucie, Peter Phillips, calls all those who have moved out of the rural parish to come long home and see how it has developed over time. Rachel Agard of CBC News reports.
Barbadian families will soon have another option for events and gatherings. Prime Minister Mia Amor Mottley is hopeful the revised and revamped Archers Bay will be added to the nation's ecosystem of national parks. She says a few years ago, the Archers Bay scene now was not part of the landscape.
We would want to create another space for families in Barbados, and that's why I'm so happy today to see this space. The Barbados Tourism Investment Inc. has been leading the effort to try and make it what you see here today. It's not completed fully. And I certainly want to see more of the landscaping that is suitable to this kind of rocky environment that St. Lucie has with the sea spray. And you will see us do more, just as we've done with the botanical gardens, year by year. If you're persistent and you have a goal, we can make it. And I hope that this can become part and parcel of the national park ecosystem in Barbados, so that Bajans have somewhere else to come out and breathe and be a family and to enjoy.
Member of Parliament for St. Lucie, Peter Phillips, says as far back as 2020, Prime Minister Mottley pledged to revive the forgotten spot. He says people from as far as St. Philip visited with their families on the weekend and notes it will be used for major events in the future.
The Prime Minister said that she will invest, put some money into this area here and clear all the bush, everything that they call it was bare bush, and make this something that the Barbadians will be proud of, that the people of St. Lucie will be proud of in terms of development. And today, I am extremely happy. I'm overwhelmed. And I want to publicly thank you, PM, for investing in St. Lucie.
And Mr. Phillips has identified a number of other spots, including Bentham's House, as prospects in refreshing the island's tourism product.
I have identified a couple other areas which I'm going to discuss with my parliamentary colleague, the Minister of Tourism, which we can use as tourism attractions. The Harrison Point Lighthouse, which need to be restored so that can become another attraction, because that in itself is another wonderful view. Not only here at Archer's Bay where you can look out at the ocean, but as you go to the Harrison Point Lighthouse, that is another wonderful view. So there's a lot in St. Lucie which we haven't talked about, but which we are prepared moving from this event to push.
All Barbadians have been invited to visit the northernmost parish on island to see the improvements. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
Former Kingston Mayor Delroy Williams is disputing allegations of financial irregularities outlined in a recent Auditor General's report in Jamaica. The report highlights millions in purported unverified spending under a major municipal program during his time in office. Williams discussed the matter with CVM's Ramon Gordon.
I'm going to ask you very pointedly, sir. Is that $33 million from your time as mayor missing?
And the answer to that is a clear no.
Former Capital City Mayor Delroy Williams has rejected allegations that $33 million went unaccounted for under his watch. The claims are outlined in a special report into the municipal's social housing program, which flagged the discrepancies during his tenure from 2018 to 2022.
We received $64 million to complete 8 projects. The 8 projects were completed at a total cost of roughly $61.3 million, so well in budget.
Williams has joined a growing chorus pushing back against recent reports which have raised questions about oversight in the government's Municipal Social Assistance Program, MSAP, and also the Prime Minister's new social housing program, which the AG has described as a duplicate of existing initiatives.
Speaking directly for the new social housing program, which has been unfairly, unreasonably, and baselessly concluded as a duplication, that there is a committee comprised not only of members from the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, but there are persons from HART, persons from other entities who all come together to look at the case.
The KSAMC under Williams' leadership came under scrutiny for allegedly failing to provide documentation to verify how millions were spent. The program was reportedly injected with $63.3 million during his tenure.
8 projects were completed across the municipality. I'm seeing where the Auditor General has 4. It's really not 4. It's 8 projects completed. They are there. There are houses. They are there. People live. The beneficiaries are there. They live there. It's not difficult to check.
The Auditor General claims significant discrepancies across 4 municipalities, with unverified payments totaling $81 million. But Williams, who claims to have received the initial report first from CVM TV News, is questioning whether due process was followed during the audit.
While I was mayor, most audits conducted at the municipality had an exit interview. And it is at the exit interview that some things are resolved. I've asked of the administrative staff if an exit interview was done in this case, and I'm not satisfied. To date, I'm not satisfied that it was done.
The Auditor General is yet to respond to the backlash surrounding the report. Ramon Gordon for CVM News.
I am Eddie Frederick, wishing you a restful weekend. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean.
In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.